The Goblin's Bridegroom. Once a poor fisherman lived with his billy goat and his son. His spotted goat had crossed eyes and stinky sores all over, and acted mean and bad-tempered, and gobbled up all the onions and radishes and even the thorny rose bushes. Then started nibbling the rooster's feathers and the cat's whiskers and butting people with his crookedy horns, till finally the fisherman chained him to a pink crabapple tree. The fisherman's son was handsome and strong, but vain, and proud of his good looks, and so lazy that sometimes the poor fisherman wondered if he could afford to keep him at home. People talked about the handsome boy till his fame spread to Goblin land, and a silly, stupid, ugly goblin princess there decided to make him her husband. Instead of hair, she had green and red snakes on her head, and two small orange eyes and a big red one, and her tongue was furry purple and split in the middle like a stick with two sharp points, and her breath smelled so stinky that when she opened her mouth, hornets would faint and fall from the sky, and flowers would turn bluish-brown and die. Nevertheless, she thought she was as beautiful as the boy thought he was handsome. She marched to the forest and pounded on the fisherman's door till the poor man let her in. "Give me your son to marry," hollered the goblin princess, "or I'll drag you all to Goblin land, and my magician will turn you and him to toads I'll feed to my alligators." "That doesn't sound pleasant," said the fisherman. "It does to me," responded the goblin princess. "Where is he?" The fisherman was a good man who would never tell a lie or a fib, but he felt ashamed that instead of doing his chores, the boy was clipping his ear hairs and nose hairs to look more handsome. And so he just said, "Why don't you look for him out back by the pink crabapple tree at the end of the chain?" The goblin princess blinked her two orange eyes and stared hard with the red one, and grinned her broken green teeth, and stuck out her furry purple forked tongue, as goblin girls do when they want to look especially pretty. And she shoved the fisherman aside and clambered out back to the pink crabapple tree, when out galloped the meanest, stinkiest, loudest bellowing, crookedy-horned billy goat that ever was. The fisherman's son heard the roar so loud he nicked his nose with his scissors, hurrying to look out the window just in time to see the billy goat's crookedy horns conk the gremlin princess's noggin, that is, knock her head bone so hard that she saw so many sparkly stars under all three eyelids that she thought she was in love. Then the goblin princess unhitched the chain and rode the billy goat back to Goblin land, where the two of them live to this very day as king and queen. And when the fisherman's son heard why the goblin princess had come to his house, he had a long think, and decided to never, ever clip his nose hairs or ear hairs again. Read by Jim Garvey.